Welcome. This presentation is online sale of books to buyback book companies. Hi, I'm Judy Hills, the president of Friends of North Carolina Public Libraries. I'm also the vice president of the Friends of the New Bern Craven County Public Libraries. I am the coordinator of the online book sales for our Friends of the Library, and this presentation, if followed, will get you started immediately in selling books to a buyback bookseller. We need to start out with an understanding about International Standard Book Number, ISBN. This is this barcode that you will be scanning in to determine if the books can be sold and at what price to the buyback book companies. This presentation is based on the experience of the Friends of the New Bern Craven County Public Library that began selling books in the fourth quarter of 2021 to retailers that buy back books. Those scanning books initially at our storage unit do so with an app downloaded on their own phones. The handheld scanner we bought cost $40, and it will work both as a Bluetooth and as a USB connection to the computer. So why do you want to sell these books online? It can increase your income. It's minimal effort, minimal cost, and only a few resources are really needed. So what is required? Well, you have to have someone interested in doing this coordination. It's actually kind of like an Easter egg hunt, finding books that are worth something. To scan, you need a cell phone with an internet connection and the BookScouter app installed. We're going to go into that in a moment. To sell, you need the barcode scanner, computer, printer, and an internet connection. You need a convenient place to scan and then to complete the sale online and pack the books. You'll need, of course, scissors, tools to remove, tape, packing labels or stickers. You'll need shipping supplies such as boxes, stuffing, packing tape. You'll need to deliver it to the shipper once it's packed, and then you'll have to check emails for post-shipping information and messages from the buyer. So what are the benefits to selling an online retailer? And we use Ziffits and we use Powell's. First, you're going to know immediately if the book will be purchased. Again, if the conditions are met, and we'll go into that in a moment. There's no need for storing or maintaining an inventory. To do that, you'd have to have bookcases in a climate-controlled environment. There's no need to organize books to be sold. There's no need to check emails daily, which could be time-consuming. There's no need to pay shipping because the buyer pays the shipping. There's no need to handle payment transaction. There's no need to deal with problems of delivery or condition on arrival. And there's no extra charges, although some sites charge an upfront or monthly fees and others take a percentage. So you have to check that out. Since most companies will have minimums, if you try to deal with too many, you may have to wait until you get a sufficient number of books to complete the trade. This is another reason why we only use the two companies. There's only been one time when we deviated from this rule. We found a new textbook worth $30 and the company would pay shipping. I found another one today. It was a 5-volume set of books that looked brand new. The company wanted to pay $100 for them. So use your judgment, but mostly we stick with just the two buyers. Now, there are some benefits to selling yourself online if you really want to get into that. You might get a higher price for the books. You may be able to sell books not being bought by an online retailer. And you have the ability to sell books without an ISBN. These, of course, would be older books, older titles. And there's no minimum number or value for the transaction, although buyers may have a minimum trade requirements. Some caveats that we would offer. Book buyers will not buy ex-library books, so don't even bother trying to scan those in. They will not buy book club editions. No advanced reader copies, uncorrected proofs, or books marked not for resale. They will not buy books in poor condition. Conditions that are unacceptable include writing, highlighting, or annotation on the pages, pages falling out or coming loose, or broken spines or bindings, a heavily damaged cover, or if it's supposed to have a dust cover and it's not there, they won't buy it either. Pages that are water damaged or foxed. Foxed means age-related browning of the pages themselves or the discolored edges. Original supplements missing, supposed to come with a CD and the CD wasn't there. Rips, tears, stains, and odors. Labels or stickers, they really don't want those. And no tape repairs to the interior or exterior of the book. So let's talk a little bit about basic conditions. Inspect mass paperbacks. Mass market paperbacks are the small paperbacks. They have inferior construction and usually don't hold up very well. Paperbacks with a pronounced angle to their spine will be rejected, like the book on the far right. Paperbacks that open flat will be rejected, like the one in the center. Paperback that have visible cracking on the spine when open will be rejected. That's like the book on the left. And paperbacks with white creases in the spine, like the book below, will also be rejected. So ways to tell if your book is a book club edition. A book referred to as a book club of the month selection is not necessarily a book club edition. The following are the signs of a hardcover book that is a book club edition. It's noticeably lighter and cheaper looking hardcover. It's smaller in size than a regular hardcover edition. It doesn't usually have a price on it. It has a 5-digit code on the rear and may or may not have the original barcode and ISBN. It has a number or a letter line near or in the gutter of the rear pages. If it's an older book, remove the dust cover on the back and look for a blind stamp, a very small indentation or small ink mark, a circle or a square on the bottom right near the spine. Look at the title or copyright page. Sometimes the book club will be the publisher. So some more ways you can tell. It could be, if it's a paperback, it could be slightly bigger than the same title. It doesn't have a price on it. The regular edition paperbacks usually have a price listed on the back cover. Some older paperback book club editions will only have an author's photo or publisher blurbs on the rear cover without an ISBN or barcode. So how can you identify books for possibly selling online? You want to rule out any books based on the criteria that we previously listed. Rule out any books without a barcode. Yes, you can enter the ISBN, but this is going to be really time consuming, especially if you have a lot of books, so you don't really want to do that. You want to scan every book that meets the criteria. You'll need a cell phone, internet connection, and as I said, the BookScouter app. It's a free download from Google Play or the App Store. BookScouter does not buy books. It's just used to determine the possible value in the company buying it. BookScouter allows you to compare price quotes from over 30 book buyback companies. So how do you use BookScouter? You can see, and we recommend looking at the 30-second video that shows you how to use it. Start by making sure that the red cell is highlighted at the top. Then tap Scan the Barcode, which will pull up a frame with a red line through it, like the one below. Run the red line through the barcode on the back of the book. A partial green light will appear if the ISBN reads properly. If there is a sticker blocking the ISBN, you might have to remove it so it will scan. The app will show loading as it looks for the book. Sometimes it takes a few seconds. Sometimes the full barcode number will not show on the box and there will be an error message showing on the bottom. Try scanning it 1 or 2 more times. If that doesn't work, don't waste any more time on that book. Just put it aside. You could type in the ISBN if you think the book may have value. So what do you do with the data once it's displayed on BookScouter? And again, we only use BookScouter to determine its possible sale price. Just ignore the sell button that comes up as you see in that picture to the right. We're set up only to use 2 book retailers that buy back books, again, as I told you, Ziffit or Powell's. If the book is showing an amount for either or both of these companies, we look at the price offered. We have set an arbitrary price of $1.50. If the book isn't selling for at least that to one of these two buyers, we don't even bother trying to sell it. If the book is selling on one of these sites for at least $1.50, we toss it into a box for possible resale. And then when we have a full box, we move to the next step. So the coordinator has to set up an online sales account with Ziffit and Powell's and any other company that you end up dealing with. Ziffit pays cash in one of two ways. They either pay through PayPal, and your friends will have to have an active PayPal account linked to Ziffit, and direct deposit into your bank account. You will have to have the friend's bank account number and the bank routing number to complete this transaction, and you will have to enter it each time you sell the book, so keep it handy. Powell pays one of two ways. They either pay cash via PayPal, and again, your friends will have to have an account, or it pays Powell credit for purchase of books at a future date. Now that's what we choose because it pays a higher price, and we collect the credit, and then periodically we turn the credit over to the library, and that way they could buy any books from Powell's that they might want. So the next step, the coordinator picks up a box of scanned books. The value of books will change quickly, I can tell you that. Scanned books should be picked up at least weekly. I wouldn't leave them around longer than that. Pick them up more frequently if the box gets full. So the coordinator takes the box home to complete the sale. At least that's what I do because it's more convenient to work at home. I have my computer and everything already set up there. I open the Ziffit website to online sales page and minimize it, and then I open the Powell's website to online sales page and minimize it. I connect the handheld barcode scanner to the computer I use USB port. I recheck the condition of the book because sometimes I get them home and somebody's thrown something in there that really isn't going to be acceptable, so I put those aside, take those back to the storage unit. I scan the books in one at a time, first in Ziffit and then in Powell's, to make sure the cursor on the screen is set where in the box where the barcode is to be entered. I compare prices, I select one, I remove the book ISBN from the one not selected. I separate the books to be sold by company. You might have a third stack of those that are now not sellable. It happens. I brought home about 10 books the other day, and 3 of them were I couldn't sell to either one of those companies. Then you have to pack the books for shipping and deliver the box to the shipper. So I'm going to walk you through. This is how a Ziffit book is scanned. You're going to see where it says enter your barcode number here. That's where you want your cursor to reside as you scan in the item. In this case, I scanned in Maximum Ride Forever. And a green box came that says, success, we're buying it. Okay, well, how much are they paying? Well, they're going to pay $1.52. So for now, I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to leave that there. So now I'm going to hop over to Powell's. And the first time you are trying to sell a book on any given day, it's going to be entered in this box right here. And you're going to just put the one USB in, and you're going to click on the bar that says sell these books. You're not actually selling them at this time. You're just going to be checking the price. So for this frame, you want to click on sell these books. So then this will come up. It's showing now, yeah, we'll buy Maximum Ride. One book is going to be worth $1.25 in Powell's virtual credit or 75 cents in PayPal funds. So I'm not going to do anything with it right now because I'm not really finished scanning yet. So now I'm going to compare the two quotes from Maximum Ride Forever. Ziffit, as I told you, $1.52 in cash, but I have to have $5.98 more in value in order to be able to complete this trade because there's a minimum amount. Same with Powell's. I have $1.25 in credit or 75 cents in cash, and I either have to add 7 more books or $7.74 more in credit in order to complete this trade. I have 13 more books in this load that I'm going to be scanning, so for now I'm accepting Ziffit for this book title as we prefer cash to credit. So I have to delete the trade over there in Powell's. So I'm going to go back to Maximum Pride Forever, and I'm just going to change the 1 in the box to 0, and then I'm going to hit update the quantities, and that will remove this whole transaction from this trade. So now I just want to show you, suppose I decided instead to keep it with Powell's, and I'm going to delete the one from Ziffit. All I have to do is see where it says remove. You just click that little bar right there and it's gone. You don't have to worry about it anymore. So it's really easy to track trades with Ziffit because the amount for each book is shown. Not so with Powell's. With Ziffit, again, you can see the value of each one. With Powell's, you have a running total for the trade, but not the prices for each individual title. So in this case, I'm scanning a second book in, and I see that the total offer is $2.75. Well, I know they just offered some for Powell's, so I jot down the total each time it changes so I can see the value of the next title. To determine this, which offer you'll accept. I only do one book at a time, as I said, and I enter it into both programs and make a decision about each one before I move on. Before accepting the bid, again, there are some minimums. Ziffit's $7.50 and Powell's has a minimum trade of 7 books or $8.99 of credit. If the book is close in value on both sides, you want to take into account the minimums, and you might want to shift the book from one stack to another, especially if they're close in price. If you don't have either the minimum trade amount or the minimum number, you can save the trade, but when you go back, you may have to follow some procedure to recheck the value. It may or may not have changed, and in fact, the book might not even be eligible for buyback. So we recommend setting up an Excel spreadsheet to track the sales. As you can see, here's what we actually did for the last quarter of 2021. We didn't even start selling those books until October 16th, as you can see there. And at the end of the year, and that's with holidays in there, we had sold $174.75 to Powell's, $466.10 to Ziffit, for a total of $613.85 worth of trades, just in less than 1/4 of a year. So, completing the Ziffit trade after entering the bank account information, you have to click here, the I agree box, or it won't let you finish the trade, and then you click on the complete box. This is the next thing that will come up. It just says you will get an email in a few minutes with the attached packing slip. So, after I print the packing slip and box the books off and send them off to Ziffit, I get an email that says that we've successfully completed the trade. The next email that I see was this one, and it will say, hey, we got your package. We're checking your items. Nothing more to be done at this point. The next one will come in, yes, we're paying. So here's what we're giving you for the books you sent, $57.24. So when this email comes in, I forward a copy to the treasurer and a copy to the president so that they know what's coming in. And again, they might not have bought all the books. So I have to compare it to my spreadsheet. So here's an example of the notification from Powell's. Thank you for selling us your books. You have to copy that confirmation number. Then you have to print this email. And you have to print one email for every box you send. So if I break it up into 2 boxes because maybe I've got too many books, it's too heavy, it's too big, or I don't even have a box that'll fit in, then I might have to go in and print an additional mailing label, but I also have to print this email again because one has to go with each box that I send. So then here's how I get the shipping label from Powell's. I plug this information in, and after you do it the first time, it'll populate itself. I paste the order number in here, and then I hit process shipment below the green label. And this is what the shipping label looks like from Powell's, and I print that. And here is the message that comes in from Powell's when they've gotten my order and they have reviewed the books. They are going to pay me $24.75 for the books that I sent. So again, I'm going to compare that number to what I have in my little spreadsheet that I do. Here's an example of the Excel spreadsheet for this year. The ones that are in yellow are the ones that I have not received notification on how much they're paying yet. I just do that to remind me of things I have outstanding, and as soon as it comes in, I'll remove the highlighting from that one. So you can see in the first quarter of this year, we've gotten almost $1,000, over $1,000 in total sales to these couple of companies. So the question might come in, do we have to pay North Carolina sales tax issues for these online sales? The short answer is you are not going to do enough business with these companies to cause you to have to do anything about sales tax. So you don't need to be concerned about paying NC State sales tax. I just included this information so that you can see what the law says about it. And the same for this slide. Again, there's nothing really to be done. It doesn't apply to selling used books to a retailer. So a few final comments. The regional library director showed us how to do this in about 15 minutes. The process takes one dedicated coordinator. You need to ensure that those sorting the donated books scan all the appropriate ones. Save smaller boxes from the donated books to use for shipping. We use wadded newspapers for stabilizing the books. Don't be surprised if by the time you get home and scan these books in that they're not accepted or that the price is different. It does happen. We're a mid-sized city of about 31,000, and we did over $1,000 in online sales and credit to Ziffit and Powell's in the first quarter of 2022. Most of the book titles we sold are not likely to be sold at our book sale, and because they're not really big buyers of the hottest author that's out there. We have many boxes of old books, some of which have possible value, and we're still trying to figure out what to do with those without having to sell online individually. So, for the cost of a scanner and a few supplies, you can make extra money for your friends. Skipper, Rico, Kowalski, and Private, the Madagascar penguins, say, jump right in, the water's fine. Your friends can do this. The next slide contains a few links in case you want to do more research. And we hope that you will. And good luck.